And here we are. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're with the Crypto Lifer. Sorry for the lateness. Apologize. Hey, some mornings takes me a second. Got the lemon water ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. Pushed into place. My workout just went a little too long, and then I jumped in the shower. It is what it is. No excuses, though. I'm here, ready to rock. Put the lemon in the water. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Did you work out today? I did. I took care of that. Feel good. Feel sweaty. Right, babe? We did it. We did it together, me and my wife. Work out with your wife. You will feel amazing. Many couples don't have the opportunity to work out together with the way the world is. But shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. This tie, I got this tie when I was 11 or 12 years old, maybe even 10. Might have been 8, honestly. I've had this tie since I was like 8 or 9, and I never wore it before since then. Since I left my house, moved to New York City, 20 years, came back, it was still here in the closet. I decided to throw it on. Unbelievable. It's like it's a surfer tie. It's like surfers in 3-dimensional or like geometric, I don't know, like computer graphic. Anyway, pretty cool. Haven't worn this tie since I was 9 years old. So there you go. Now that is lemon water, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. False Move Monday. A lot of ups and downs. Let's break it down for you today. I'll be nice enough to show you what's on my radar right off the bat, but look at money is pouring into cryptocurrency, and I have a big piece of information for you. And I'm also going to be able to make a video about it later on today. CPI data coming out has been changed. The Fed has changed the weight of the CPI data. The Fed has changed the weight of the CPI data. This is huge news and something that I want you to be privy of and to pay attention to. So definitely pay attention to this. Right? Definitely pay attention to this. Something we want to look at. And you're going to be like, what does he mean? What is he talking about? Well, let me show you. We go to the website here, right? They've changed the way they weighted the price action. And what I mean by that is they used to take 2 years of data, put it to where we're at now, and say, okay, now they're going to take 1 year of data. Now, this is interesting because look at this on a map. If you look at CPI data, the last year, it's up high, right? Really high. But the year before, or the 2-year data was like this. So if they taken the 2-year data, they would have said here. So if we got to here next year, we would have said the CPI is higher in inflation, and they would basically have to raise interest rates, right? But they want to basically bring inflation down, so they're going to lie. They're basically going to say that inflation is from last year. And so next year, when we do the data, we're going to be lower. You get it? And then they're going to be able to print the money. So the bull run is on. I'm making a huge prediction for each and every one of you because they've changed the way they do the CPI data. The bull run is on. I'm going to make a bold statement. A lot of people don't do this. On my channel, I'm making a bold statement. I do see the markets recovering. If you remember on my channel, I called the reversal of the S&P back in October. Very, very insanely. Look, go to my videos. We'll stream. Back in October here, 3 months. Where are we here? S&P reversal. This video is insane. Definitely want to watch it because it was one of the boldest calls I ever went. Like, I put my whole guts on the line. I put everything I had on the line at that point when I made that statement. And had I been wrong, I would look like a complete fool. S&P 500, I'm making a call 3 months ago. And I called the reversal for the S&P. All right? At that 3,700 area. Based on this bullish divergence here too, and some other indications so far, right? We'll take a look at the S&P, but so far we've been spot on since that reversal call to the upside, right? Where the whole world was worrying that we wouldn't get any higher, that we wouldn't get any bigger. Look at that data now. Look at that chart now, where we were, and you can see I found a major bullish signal, S&P about to explode, and I even said here, I'm going on a limb. This is it. I said, this is it, Let's look at the S&P now. ES1 mini futures on the weekly. Compare that same chart, right? You take it away, which was this line here. We were right there. That was October 10th, where I called the bottom of the S&P. Right there. You see this? Boom. Called this area right there when this video came out. Does it have the date? It says 3 months. Where's the date? October 22nd, it premiered, but we did take it away from a video I made probably 5 or 6 days before that. But you can see on the weekly here. That's so weird. Like, I don't want the tax form. Like, get it out of here. I don't need it. It's so weird. That is going to make me touch it. I don't want to touch it. Anyway, point of the story is anyone that listened to me would have made a boatload of money in any market in the world. In any market in the world. And again, don't listen to me, but 17% market reversal in the S&P. I called the bottom of the S&P. I called the top of the dollar. I bought Bitcoin at 19,200 in front of everybody. And then I accumulated so much between 15,000 and 8, even at that low high 15,000 area, 16K, 17,000 and 1,800. I showed my orders to everybody, even on the live stream and in my trading group. I had orders from 7,500 all the way up to 17,500. And so many of them got hit. And so, again, I went over my strategy so many times. I went out in front of everyone and said, this is exactly what I'm doing. I said, if we buy here and we go to 10K, I'm going to buy more Bitcoin on the low. I explained all these things over and over again. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I just want to prove that I've been putting out my exact thesis every single day, just proving what I'm looking at, showing you what I'm going over all the time, making macro calls on large markets, world markets, macro calls on world markets, tiny calls on small caps, you name it. We can teach you how to circumvent the markets here every single day. So Nord is looking good to me, and I'll tell you why. You got a shoulder, head, and up, secondary high or low here. It's a good sign. You got a bullish cross that just occurred. You're oversold in the 22-hour time frame. All right. You have falling volume with pretty much sideways and falling price. You're holding a high volume node area, which you're likely to bust up to this point of control at 27. So I see a move, and then you get through all this, you're going to end up into the value area high, into this next chunk, a change. I see a 64% gain coming out of Nord Finance. Only a matter of time, in my humble opinion, based on the 22-hour, but it could dump to the downside too. Anything is possible. But Nord on the radar. Phantom in a bit of a flag here. Phantom getting just more excitable than most coins. It got fudded a little bit. It really has the tech. It has the speed. Phantom is my coin of the day. I love my Phantom, baby. I don't own any Phantom anymore. I will make that clear. Will I go back in? I don't know. Haven't made up my mind about Phantom yet. Have been swing trading it on and off. But there you go. Yeah, so I see a Fed going, does they go to 0.2 or 0.5 basis points is the question. Shout out to the 500 beautiful people on the live, 187 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. May God bless each and every one of you for the love. If you listen to me, you'd made money, but don't listen to NFA. Such a funny fact to YouTube. Not meant to be a negative comment, by the way. No, God bless you, chemistry. You're established. You don't need to show your trades. Shout out to my man. My favorite day trader coin is KuCoin shares. Okay, I like that. Well, it's good and it has the liquidity. You're funny. Shout out to Guns and Loaded. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. All right. Freaking me out, Guns and Loaded. Don't even say stuff like that, Guns and Loaded. It freaks me out. No lie. And I know it's a joke, but I don't even want the name in here, man. As funny as it is. I know you're just joking, but it gets me freaked out. Anyway, talk about H-bar. I don't like H-bar. I don't like H-bar, and I'll tell you why. When I first learned about what it was, I got deep into swirls. I got deep into the creator. I found I had a deep connection to the back ends of our government, right? Whatever. Not a big deal. I respect a lot of people that are high up in our government. Some of my family members are high up in government, so it is what it is. The idea is this, though. It seems to be a very connected coin in the sense of control. If there ever was a digital controlling system, I feel like H-bar would be a part of it. That's my one statement. My second statement is I asked Charles Hoskinson's about it when I was in New York City about 4 years ago. He came to a summit or even just a little meeting. It was 7 at night, 27th and 6th Avenue inside of a venture capitalist firm. There was only about 50 of us there. He showed up, did a 40-minute talk. It was very intimate. I raised my hand, got to ask a few questions, and I asked him about H-bar. And you know what he said to me? He said, H-bar is a centralized coin that I would want nothing to do with. And he wasn't even mad at me. He was cool. He was just really awesome. We talked afterwards. We had a good time. The interview that I did with him in the elevator is on my channel if you want to check it out. Me and Charles kicking it. It was a quick interview. It wasn't long, but we did it. It was awesome. If you go to my channel and check out the playlist, you can see interviews. I've interviewed John McAfee, Charles Hoskinsons, and others. And we're going to continue our interview process. You know, we've done Jason Casper, Crypto Blood, BitBoy, Miss Teen Crypto's coming on. We're having everybody in crypto on the channel. This will be the channel to meet all the other YouTubers because I'm the most personable guy in YouTube. I love everybody, and everybody loves me. And not just messing with you guys, but I do like everybody in crypto, man. They're awesome. Shout out to everybody. Disbelief or Bitcoin rally. I believe we're going to have a huge rally into 2024 based on the Fed. Keep an open perspective about new AI developments. I feel they will act the same way as the NFT run. Any thought? I already went over this. I believe the narrative is AI. I have a whole video on it. Speaking of the Crypto Blood interview, that's what we kind of deep dived on. It was one of the main topics. I would watch that interview. Our interviews have alpha that can give you so much information and data that will help you research other things. I would check out all my interviews. I have 39,000 subs. Why, oh why, would the last few interviews only get 2,000 views? There's so much more information to be had here, especially with Jason Casper. Sin City Crypto's been in the game. Jason Casper. And every single Wednesday at about 8 p.m., we're going to be releasing an interview every single Wednesday in the series. And yeah, we should label these episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and such. See how many we get done. Try to get 52 out every single year, baby. Feels like disbelief when I talk to retail people that aren't years deep into crypto. 30K next week, then 40K. Stop the fudding. Shout out to Pat Murphy of the game. I know a few Pat Murphys. Anyone who says we going down is delusional. Lifer, you think gaming will be a runner? Gala, Naka. They've already been a runner. They're up 5x, 6x. Of course, they're starting their run already. Those who were sleeping have been sleeping. So I like Phantom here and a bit of a flag here. Shout out to the 600 beautiful people. And there's our 77 concurrent viewers. 377, unbelievable. God bless each and every one of you. We hit the 77 and the 233 likes. We hit the 33 and the 77. So early, but we got it. Checkmate. Nailed it. Shout out to anyone follow me on Twitter. Is the NFL rigged? Yeah, last night was crazy. Some people think so. That crazy call was a bit strange. I kind of half missed it. Like, I went to the bathroom, came back, I asked my wife what happened. I never really fully figured out what happened. This is trending. So much crazy stuff is trending. I can't even get into it almost. Crossing the barriers here. But are we on our way to a super cycle Bitcoin run? Best answer, I'll tell you, 25 beans in BTC. So let me know. I always put 99 because I have to do that in my thing. Are we on our way to a super cycle Bitcoin run? Explain. Yes. Explain why. If you say yes or no. Boom. Or just period, yeah. Are we on our way to a super cycle Bitcoin run? Explain why if you say yes or no. All right. Best answer gets there you go. Why not? Who wouldn't want that? That could be huge one day. 10x that easily. So, and if you want to get down, we will link this into the comment section. Bam. And we will also pin this on 10,500. You know, you get to 10,000 Twitter followers and just more people want to hit that follow button. You know, we got our first 400 fast. Thank you to everyone helping us get all the way to 11,000 pretty fast. I mean, this is unbelievable. So shout out to everybody here that's helping me grow on Twitter. I greatly appreciate it. I never really thought I would grow on Twitter. I always kind of wanted to. I've been on Twitter since 2011. Been on Twitter for 12 years. Pretty insane. There was a time when I was heavy on Twitter, left it, came back. You know, but everything kind of came full circle for the social media, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. Let's get into Bitcoin. I've been avoiding it for the morning, right? Because it's Monday. BTC, USDC. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on KuCoin and check out what's going on for the day. So if you were watching me last night, let's kind of take a look. This is awesome. Last night, thank you for the 3,000 views last night. Unbelievable. But where's our Bitcoin update? As I ended the night, we were watching the flag, and I said it were likely to come down to the circled area, right? Check out. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can stop loss. So, just wanted to show you that idea. $35. Anytime I'm bored here, cross on all week. What happened? Who watched? And goes up to 30K. People get. But look, that resistance is our last. Trying to find where I eventually take out the coup. Here we go. I delete my work. I start fresh. Really nice. Be on the lookout. Hey yo, looking a little bearish, like we may come back down to the bottom of the channel. So I do see a pullback tomorrow, possibly for Bitcoin. All right, let's look at our 1 hour. The 1 hour looks pretty good though. 1 hour was in the flag, but I saw the 4 hour wanted to bring us down to the bottom of the channel. The 15-minute looked gravy train. I made 3x of the first 4 days of the year. So there you go, like, you know. The first coin. We basically said, watch this flag. If the flag doesn't break out, you're going to start seeing a red. And the 4 hour is likely to pin us, keep the 1 hour low, and bring us to the downside, you know. And that's kind of what, you can see my drawings there. Just kind of crazy, because this is exactly what happened. If you watch the 1 hour stochastic, they got pinned low. They never made it back up. The 4 hour pinned them to the downside, and we came to the bottom of the channel. I mean, it's exactly kind of what we went over. It's pretty awesome, you know. And it's cool how if you watch TA and do TA over and over again, this is just kind of what happens. And then I said, hey, we got a point of control sticking here. We got a line sticking out here. We got a line there. And we're just going to have to watch these levels, right? Yeah. So that was kind of what was on the cards here for the day. And that's what happened. And it was also a false move Monday. I mean, we got the fake move up and the blast back down. And I always said, be careful trading Sunday night into Monday morning. It's just a vicious cycle, right? Then we even went to the 1 minute and we said, hey, what do we know what's going to go on? We're going to have to watch this little flag and make sure that we recover. And so, you know, Bitcoin kind of double bottomed. It did break down to the flag, almost hit the target there, right? And why small time frames? I wasn't trading the 1 minute, but I used small time frames to gauge what's happening in the market, all right? And now, I mean, this is pretty cool. We got a cup and handle here on the 1 minute time frame. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. Does it make a move? Hey, there's a chance that it does. I mean, it's just showing us what it wants. The 1 minute cup and handle all the way to $23,521, bouncing off this point of control, getting through this gap on the 1 hour time frame to the next gap on the VRVP. You can trade the same VRVP on the 1 minute time frame. So it tells us if we get to 23,273, we can likely gap up to the upside. Let's take a look at the liquidity on BOOKMAP and see if anything corroborates the story. Now, I don't like trading the 1 minute, but I'm just showing you some smaller ideas here to keep us interested, right? 7 minute is also in a bit of a cup and handle, if you ask me. And also, all right, I see this pattern, which is played out. Got a bit of an inverted head and shoulder here that could make bacon on the beach, right? And that's how you bounce out. You get some type of reversal pattern on a smaller time frame. Who saw these patterns? Anyone see these patterns or, you know, almost see them? I bet some of my students do, because we got life revision all over the trading group. I'm telling you right now, we got life revision all over the trading group. But that's way too far ahead to be optimistic. All the reason to be cautious. I have just a few Satoshis of Bitcoin, and I don't see much potential there. Ooh, that's sad. Is that a cup and handle on the 15? I have over 1 million Shiba Inu and 2 million Mars Elon. Okay, Dogelon Mars, yeah. But yet small amounts of Bitcoin don't seem to have the potential that small altcoins under 1 penny do. I mean, of course, but you could get rug pull on a small alt. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. Bitcoin is sound money. Bitcoin is the only asset that can hedge against inflation, right? And it doesn't even have to hedge against inflation. It's its own bank and can't be printed to zero. Period. Like, you don't even have to really base it, you know? But remember what I just said. I just told you CPI data is now being reported up to a year. They're changing it. So next year when they go back, they're going to go to 2022, not the combined years. So the data is going to be higher. So they're guaranteed to have lower data next year, which is guaranteeing them to lower the interest rate, which is going to turn the money printer on. They can't stop printing money. So they have to make it look like some way is okay so they can continue to do it. So they have to fudge the numbers. You get it? I hope you understand what's happening here, and you know, it's not a bad situation. It's good for gold, it's good for silver, and it's good for Bitcoin. It's a good situation for the people that are hedging against these behaviors. All right. 21 million coins, baby. That's why I like EGLD. EGLD has a fixed amount of coins. Understand how to look at coins and market supply. Trading is far more than just the charts. You got to know how to read your fundamental analysis. You know, I do trade things and could care less, you know. Shout out to anyone that traded Aptos with us. Let's talk about what happened with Aptos in a second. So I see Bitcoin in an inverted reversal pattern here on the 7-minute time frame. Looks like a flag will bounce us out, but we have a resistance that we must get above at 23,296. False move Monday. Monday will kind of do its thing, up and down. And by the afternoon into 7 o'clock p.m., it kind of finds its way. New York sessions will close, and we'll be able to kind of figure out where we're going from there. Point of control could be our next stop at about 23,593, 23,600 area. But we did break down out of this rising wedge on the 7-minute time frame. Nice move up yesterday, though, from the inverted head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, and shoulder, the complex inverted that did break up. However, we talked mainly last night, about the bearish divergence that we saw on the daily, on many time frames. And we'll break it down again for you as well to kind of break down. But right now, what I see happening on the smaller time frames, the 1 hour wants to push back up. You're low on the RSI. MACD turning. Highly likely you're going to get a reversal back to the top of this pattern, in my humble opinion, right? We will have to break through some other areas, but it's likely we get back up here to 23.8, 24,000, in my humble opinion. And then whether we push through or get rejected again may just be sideways minutia. We'll go from there. I see the 15-minute wanting to careen down right now, which isn't the best sign right now, right? Pushing down. Could extend this flag a little bit. So we kind of sit here on the 15 and the 7. They're going to kind of tell us what's going on. And look at a massive dump there on the smaller time frame occurring right now. And we're getting some long liquidations for BOOKMAP. See that? Some long liquidations coming there for BOOKMAP. 587,000. A lot of people that went too long. I do not long Monday mornings. Come on. Anyway, I avoid Sunday night into Monday morning for the volatility reasons. It takes away my edge. A lot of probabilities that happen 90% of the time sometimes have just random anomalies that don't happen on Sunday into Monday. So I've learned that my edge is the consistency of the inconsistency of Monday. Isn't that funny? The only thing consistent about Monday is its inconsistency. That's the only thing consistent about life is its inconsistency, right? The only thing you know guaranteed about life is that it will never be the same. No day will be the same. No day you live will ever be exactly like the day before. No matter how hard you try to replicate it, impossible. One day you just may put the toothpaste a half a centimeter less on the tip of that toothbrush. You get it? I hope I'm making you laugh. I'm a nerd. My jokes are ridiculous. They go too deep into thought processes. My consistency is my ability to win, baby. Except Groundhog Day. Hey, man, I don't lose. I'm putting out a P&L at the end of the month. You're going to see my consistency in trading. I've been just nailing it. And you know what's been helping me, honestly, and I believe what helped me when I first started doing this is layering my take profits. You know what I mean? So, wow, look at that massive dump on the 4 hour. Look at that 4 hour. That's a bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour time frame. We're recovering now slightly on the 4 hours recovering. So, I use two different charts because just the time frame ideas, you know. So I'm going to bounce to another chart right now. But we desperately need to hold this line. See this? Like this has to hold here. It's still a cup and handle. Still a beautiful handle. Nothing wrong with it. Just lowers the area there. And we'll look for layer. I'll figure out where we're going to go by watching to see for bear flags on smaller time frames. But look, we have a really good divergence in the 7. And honestly, the last time Bitcoin had a really strong divergence in the 7, it lasted like a month or two. Like that ended up being a strong bottom that would last for a while. So you have this swing down here. Really good place to long, personally, if we can hold this level. I mean, this says we will. This divergence is strong. And I know it's 7 minute, but it's strong. Look, even my indicator picked it up with the green RC. It picked up the divergence. This swing to this swing wasn't the same as these swings. This loop and that loop. This indicator picks up divergences a little differently, but it's my little back me up. I find my own, but I don't mind it there. It's stochastics RSI with divvies, right? RSI and the 1 and the 4 have come down dramatically over the last 24 hours. It's a perfect setup if we hold. Shout out to Cloud Casino. I love you, baby. I like what you're saying, man. You sound like a bull, baby. Ride that bull. So we're getting a bit of a dump. We're going to switch to another chat, shall we? And look, is ES1 taking a dump too? Let's take a look. Are we getting some type of movement here? Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a dump. Look at that 1 hour, really wanting to push up. So it's the 15-minute just wanting to regurgitate on us. 15-minute wants to come down. Let the 15-minute play out. Momentum indicator tells you that we're done with the bullish momentum. We got to play this out. See what the 15-minute does. All we really need to do here, in my humble opinion, is just kind of hang out, make this cup and handle here, and get a move to the upside. As long as we stay above my green resistance zone, we are fine on the S&P. We begin to break this, things, you'll see me change my whole tune. One thing that I'll be somewhat preemptive about, shoulder head, kind of an inverted type, possibility here that could make or break us. All right. And some people have an idea that do we make a right shoulder here, like shoulder, head, right shoulder? I believe this is too elongated of a space for that to occur in my time of doing this. So I'd say nay, But again, open-minded to interpretation in some ways. At one point, I have to cut off interpretations like this is a cup and handle. This does have inverted head and shoulder vibes, And that is bullish divergence on the 7-minute time frame, and it's pretty strong. And I can go back in time. Honestly, I have a photographic memory. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to close my eyes and go through my Rolodex. I remember it now. It was at 40K. Watch. This is insane what I'm about to do. But I remember a 7-minute divergence from a long time ago that I can show you that played out strong over time. And let's see, this is putting my brain to the absolute test. This is insane. It was around here, right? Yeah. We go to the 7. So I'll put my line here, my blue lines. We'll go to the 7. And I'm going to just show you how a 7-minute divergence could create a movement that can last for a good amount of time. All right. My heart's racing right now because I'm like, I'm putting my memory to like the absolute test. But this is fun for me. I need an adrenaline rush of some type on any given day. That's why I go live every single day, to put myself to the test. Can I handle it? Can I show up? Can I perform? Will I get a good night's sleep? Will I take care of myself for the night ahead? Right? Just bear with me. This is insane. But this is actually a really good learning experience. All right. Hold on. I'm having a hard time finding where I was at, though. I'll get there. I hope. Over time. So look, why can't you, I got a 0 in here. Someone might know a better way to it. I should know better ways to do this stuff, right? You just got to kind of go time by time. That's how I do it. But watch this. This will blow your mind. As my Boston accent comes out. Bear with me here. I keep have to back it up, right? I skip ahead too far, I'll be gone. But this is nuts. Just bear with me. Bear with me. We went this far already, right? And we're about to get it. But this is nuts. And then we'll zoom out and show you the effects, and you'll be like, whoa. Because this is the type of stuff that most people never get to do. Never get to back test, never get to see. They're too busy at work. They don't have hours and hours, but I do. So I want to save you time and show you things that you would never think possible. So when I die, I'm remembered as that Bitcoin guy, right? That did everything he could to give you everything I had, man. That's all I want. That's all I want. I want to be remembered with legacy, baby. I want people to remember. That's all, right? What's going on here? It's not giving me. Now I can't find the data? What's up, man? Did I go all the way back to 01? What am I doing? Trust funders. That's kind of funny that you said that. Trust funders. This guy's hilarious. I know where it is. Like, why is this playing me? I'm gonna do this. Now I'm obsessed. As I ruin my show. And people are like, oh God, I gotta leave the stream. No, but if you wait for this and you get it, you're gonna have a gem that you didn't have to fight like years to figure out. Why are you not showing me my lines on the, like, why are you doing this to me? All right, I'll go back to the 3 then. I'll go easy. And I'll go back to the 2. You just gotta go like one by one, you know? Now I'm on the 1 and you're not gonna play me? We were just there at the 2. Oh, come on. No, never give up. Never give up. Never give up. Why is it doing that? When I'm on the 1, why is it change so drastically? Like, why is it doing that? Like, why is it sending me all the way back before? All right. I feel like it's going to be almost impossible to do. Keep going. Wow. It's like, how do I get to a place in time exactly where I want to be on the 7 minute? Anybody? Any whizzes out here? Can you type in the actual time, the actual date, and it will bring you to the date on a time frame? Like, why does it keep doing this? See, like, it will, like, keeps bringing me all the way back to the beginning. Alt-G. No, that was bottom left date range go to. And of course, it's trying to make me do this stupid nonsense. Get out of here. Like, go to Alt-G. I see what you're saying. All right. So 7 minutes. All right. So here we go. I'm going to get this. I'm not giving up. I don't give up. That's the one thing I don't do. All right. So right here. And that date's going to be Wednesday, September 22nd of 2021. All right. So we'll hit this. And so I got to go to the 7 minute. I get it. Thank you. And look, we learned something together again. Wednesday, September 22nd. So I'll do like the 20th, hopefully. There it is right there. All right. Swing down to swing down. You see this? This swing up, this swing up. That was your 7 minute divergence that would call your bottom for Bitcoin at 19,100. All right. And then you would sail from there. All right. All the way back up to about what, 21K? Hold on though. This was supposed to be a $40,000 Bitcoin. This is where it was right here. 41. This is where I'm looking at. Why is it giving me a September 25th? That's weird. Anyway, you got to take my word for it, I guess, but I'll have to, battle this. But on that date, at this time here, look, when Bitcoin came back down, they made a 7 minute divergence that was very strong that I saw first, and that would carry us all the way back up to the top. Just, you'll have to, I kind of want to show it. Like, this is getting crazy, The date is September 21st. There was a divergence there. I guess you could see that it was the bottom, and then it went to 19 and came back down. Yeah, no. So we did it. We did do it. We did find it. Right? But it just went from 19. Oh, no. But why did it say 19,000? No. We didn't find it. September 21st, 2021. 7 minute time frame. Alt-G. September 21st, 2021. Right? 9/21/21. Go to. Right? Last available bar. How do I even know it went there? It went September 20, October. What the heck is it doing? It says it can't do it, right? It can't give me the data. It only goes far back as this date. All right, anyway. There was a divergence in the 7-minute time frame that would create a movement to the upside. You got to trust me. But I mean, so 7-minute divergences can create pretty big moves is all I'm saying. Just be privy of that idea. Now, we also have this here. Last night, we went over big weekly ideas. I would go back to that weekly. I would check that out, because that really broke down your that's what the Sunday night live stream is for. It breaks down what's going on in the weekly candles in depth for you, right? I apologize for that show, man. Shout out to everybody here, but I really wanted to show you the 7-minute divergence. It meant so much to me to get you there, I'm going to find a way to show you that. I'm going to dig in and figure that out. I am now. I'm obsessed, so. Okay, so you could put the line here, or you could just draw the pattern. I mean, you can see clearly we're back inside this trend line, and we're holding it. I've seen this many times. You break out, you break back down. It doesn't matter. It's still inside an ascending triangle, oversold in the 4-hour time frame, ready to blast up, right? Look, you even have here, look, from this swing to this swing is kind of flat. This is a downtrend. I mean, you got an exaggerated bullish divergence. To me, it's even a hidden bullish because it's slightly to the upside. That's hidden bullish. All right, hidden bullish says you will make a high higher than this high. I've traded it many times. However, you can raise this up. You can have, look, resistance, 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 resistance. Bitcoin could not get above 23,285. That's going to be its big deal. That's going to be the area that we need to recover from. All right. The 15-minute was the sad one here. But look, I mean, we're getting somewhat lucky here with the inverted head and shoulder, and that's what's going to bring us back to this shape here. So I zoom out and I show you where you are in the bigger scheme of things, like your daily. All right, your daily, you're still in a flag here. Yes, you may have broken out and broken back in, but you're still inside of the flag, in my humble opinion. You're oversold. Yes, the MACD is extended. I'll give you that. And you have a bearish divergence here on the daily time frame, which has me a little weary. That's bearish div right there. Even from this halfway point. The weirdest thing is you kind of had bearish divvy here. It didn't play out that hard. And on the 22-hour, I have to say, you have a swing up to swing up here technically and a swing down. You have a slight hidden bullish going on there. Not as normal as I like to see it. Usually I get this bigger hill and it's more of a monumental feel when I go over it. But this is just kind of what I'm seeing. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. My name is Samuel James Price, the Crypto Lifer. I go live every single day going over Bitcoin, the DXY, total market cap, the total market cap of the altcoins, Bitcoin dominance, and more. And I kind of go through what's happening in the market. I show you the small time frames to see if we're going to reverse. Like a lot of people thought we were going to dump here. We did see an oversold 15 and 7. 15-minute really wants to save the day here. Wants to flip the 7 and showing signs of a cup and handle in an inverse head and shoulder. A lot of times we trade the 7, especially on a Monday morning, and the shorts tend to get squeezed to the upside here. We look for the liquidity on BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is a heat map. Heat is like when you see somebody walking on an infrared scope, right? And you could see that they're dark. If there's a lot of people buying and selling, then they're dark red. They're going to show us liquidity. If there's less people, then there's nothing there. The more people that are there on an order book, the darker they're going to be. So this is all the people on the orders. Here you can see 690 Bitcoins want to be sold at 23,200. So we're approaching a sell wall for Bitcoin right now, a massive sell wall. You can shrink this down and just look at the overall idea. How many green, how many red? You can see the green far extends the red. The red is a little short and doesn't have a backup all the way up until 24,006, right? These darker blue areas just represent the beginning of an order, not too strong, right? And then the bigger red and yellow orders represent a real order. And then you can even zoom in and look at like the battlefield taking place here. A green ball is a big order. A red ball is a order, but it's a smaller order. The bigger the ball, the bigger the order. All right. You can get a link to this in the description below. I do get a commission. I know the owner, the creator, and the entire PR team. I sit with them once a month. I hang out with Bruce, and it's just a great feeling. Shout out to everybody. Another thing that they added 6 months ago was a liquidated indicator. It shows me when the shorts are getting liquidated. Right now, the 7-minute candles on my oscillators are telling me that we should get a bounce to the upside. Let's see where they say we're going. Basically, smaller idea on the 7 is the bigger idea is we'll break out of this cup and handle. Cup and handles break out precariously. The length of the top of the wick here to the bottom of the wick in the middle or to the side left low of the cup. This is something that I've formed kind of on my own over time. I've back-tested it. They call me Sammy Cup and Handy for a reason. Samuel Cup and Handle, however you want to say it. Handy's a little, risque for me, as I like to be pretty proper and not use profanity. But, a handy tool. Grab me that handy tool. That's what we're saying. We're not trying to go to that other place. Anyway, so a falling wedge here breaks out 68% of the time. You're likely to get here, but do you double top is the question on the 7. So we're looking for a reversal of the 7 as it's oversold on the indicators. A little bit of divergence, not really, but oversold. We had this beautiful bullish divergence here that I just made a whole stink about and ruined half my show going to find you where it was. Shout out to the 700 beautiful people on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. 341 awesome people here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for getting the education and understanding how these charts work. Once you understand how the charts work, you can drive the streets. It's just like going to driving school, everybody. If you don't know what a stop sign is, if you don't know what a green light, a yellow blinking light, you're going to smash the car up. There's rules to this. There's supportive resistance. There's Fibonacci. There's patterns. There's VRVP. Just come hang out with me for a couple months. Get to know the rules at least. At least. For $330, you can't lose. You'll never forget your time with me. You'll always remember what a blast you had, if you stay or if you don't. 3 months, $330. Hit me with that 33. I'll give you everything I have. All right? And what that includes is the course. You'll also get the course, which is every Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. I will hit that course for you. I will do what I got to do. And, it's a 2-hour course where I basically explain how I broke down the charts, how I look at them, how I devise them. And honestly, I've taught so many people. People have created so many things off my teachings. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what I've seen. So, we've created elite traders from the teachings that have gone on to do amazing things. So I have nothing else to say about the course. It's unbelievable. Ask a lifer right now in the comments. Can we get someone in the comment there to tell us? And let's get to that tweet. Does anybody who wants, look, are we on our way to a super cycle Bitcoin run? Explain why if you say yes or no. Best answer gets 25 beans. BTC. See? And shout out to Mr. Beast giving 1,000 people the eyesight. I mean, he's the man, dude. I would love to ever have him on my channel. Man, of course, I'd be so lucky. He owns the internet. But I also like his whole idea, his whole thing, and how he came up from the bottom, pressing a mouse 1,000 times. Who can press a mouse 1,000 times in a day? Who can say Logan Paul? Logan Paul. I mean, he's out of his mind. He did whatever he had to do to make it. And he did it, baby. Arbitrum moving. I don't know why testicle is trending. I'm not going to hit that right now. BTC stole a 10 speed and on its way. That's pretty funny. Look at this one. I don't know. Either way, I will enjoy the ride. Yes, considering 3 major factors that occurred, the bear market being most of the year 2022, major market mayhem, manipulators being discovered during the bear market, only pushing Bitcoin to allow a low of 14. I don't think we went to 14K. I think 15,000. I didn't see 14. Maybe you're right, though. Quickly recover from the bear market lows to nearly 25K within a month. Unrivaled dread. Absolutely, the years progress, more people will see Bitcoin standing head and shoulders above any other digital asset. This is the network effect of mass adoption, which will accompany more trust and longer cycles. Progress with interoperability and having right around the corner. Cashmo crypto breaking it down. TikTok told me 100K by February. I damn well believe them. You wait and see. No, I'm still believing the 4-year cycle until it's proven wrong. And as of now, the 4-year and Bitcoin halving are still in effect. Amen. No, because it always does the opposite of the market sentiment. So I'm saying no. Yes, because I think so. I like that. You're funny. I got to like all these, man. Like in your comments, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Unbelievable. Anyway, Bitcoin, baby. So can we get the reversal? Honestly, look, a head, a shoulder. That could make a right shoulder there. See that? Head, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So you can see we have resistance at this point of control. Bitcoin really must get back above 21,060. You see this on the smaller time frames to remain bullish. Then we get here, we'll cover it. The 7-minute suggests we will. So I'm going to go with the momentum indicator. However, I don't like where the 15-minute is. 15-minute will have to kind of ride up with the 7. We're going to have to see a push. I mean, we did get a reversal candle with a wick there. It's a pretty strong idea. This closes in about 10 minutes. Let's see how this candle closes. I'd like to see it close above. Sorry, let me bring it in here. Above this local point of control here. That would be nicer. And we'll flip back to our 7. So I'm watching Bitcoin on smaller time frames to get confirmation of support and resistance pushes above those areas. Once we get those, it's more likely we head to the top of the pattern, like, you know, and we go back to our 1 hour and our 4 hour, which definitely want to reverse back to the upside. So that takes care of Bitcoin for the next 6 to 7 hours. I do an update for my group at about probably 3 to 4 o'clock, depending on what I see in the market. Then I do an update again around daily candle closes, and occasionally I throw another one in there at 10, 11. If there's a crazy move in Bitcoin, I might go live or I might keep you covered, but I will not just leave you hanging. If you're in my trading group for $2.70 a day, you're going to get constant updates and so much information at your fingertips. Tons of alt setups that I'm looking at. Whatever I see in the market, I'm going to let you see. You're going to have my eyes in the market for $2.70 a day, and my work ethic, my discipline, and my ability to love and just want you to do great. I want you to do great things with your life. All right? So that's what I want. That's my desire. I don't like to use the word want. Want says you don't have, and then when you say you want, you get lack of. So watch this. I want a girlfriend. I want to make tons of money. I want $1 million. That means you don't have it, and then you're telling the universe that you lack, and that means you're going to get back lack. So I use the word desire. I desire to achieve the ability to earn $1 million. I desire to, right? So whenever I go to use the word want, I stop myself and I change it to I desire to. Because the desire is not a want. A desire is a real thing that you can go after. A want is the form of lack. It comes from wane, the word wane of the moon, right? When it wane and it wanes and it leaves. Wan, W-A-N, right? And you just add a T to it, which is kind of like stop, you know? I don't know. I devise things crazily in my mind, and it's all about language. How you use your language will determine your thoughts. Your thoughts will determine where you go in life. Hands down, who you talk to, who you hang out with will also affect your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is creating your reality at every single moment in time. I've made videos about this recently on my channel. We're beginning to become like a thought think channel. Not only am I like just a regular channel that does TA, but we're a thought think channel, like how to kind of train your subconscious mind. This video will blow you. I can't believe it has 677 views. I mean, people need to see this. So listen, not everything has to be considered. Or people let's see how this works, should desire to watch this. I've never done that before. I've always said people should desire to watch this. Dude, it's how to train your subconscious mind in a way you've never thought possible. Shout out to Arcane Bear. When this guy trends, it's never a good idea. It's never good lately. Horrible stuff, honestly. He gives me the shudders, that man, you know. People should desire to watch this. That video is insane. All right, so everyone, I don't think everybody realizes here. Let's see. Let's take a look. 36 comments, 10 retweets. Come on, everyone. We were used to get like 70 comments, 100 retweets. Let's get it moving. We have more Twitter followers. Everybody on the stream, let's go. We have 700 people on the stream. And you could earn yourself $25 in BTC, right, by answering the best. Whoever has the funniest answer, we're going to read these tomorrow morning on the live stream at about 11:15. We're going to go over who it was. So you have to come back tomorrow to find out whether you won or not. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. 369 residents, baby. I've been on a Billy Carson kick lately. Okay. And let's take a big sip of that lemon water. Let's get it moving. Wow. So we have Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell right now on the 7. We see what's happening. We know what levels to watch. We see a bit of a bounce. We know what levels we want to get above on the smaller time frame. We're going to watch our 7-minute. We get above these levels, we start to make a move. That's going to determine kind of the 1 hour and the rest of our day. And we're going to be kind of privy to what's happening. All right, I thought I saw some extra noise there. So I like what we're seeing for Bitcoin. I'm going to leave that alone for today. Let's take a look at the total market cap. I see a big super chat out there. $9.99. All right, $9.99. All right. Can you take a peek at MANA, please, sir? For sure. Total market cap, super important. Same idea. Look at this. It's got that shoulder, head and shoulder. It's got that cup and handle, right? But it's at a resistance point. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's go over major levels for the total market cap now. We'll break it down again. Everything's kind of there, but we'll break it down again. I like using my green zones and kind of making you feel nice and cuddly inside. Nice. I used to love going to a YouTuber when I just started, and it would just be nice and neat and complete. And I just had a good feeling of where the levels were and what was happening. So look, we have a major resistance at we'll bring it down a notch, at about $1.1 trillion. All right. We can see we have this big area on the VRVP that if we conquer it and we get into this open zone, we're likely to just head up into this area and get into the $2 trillion level. You tell me why, it just is what it is. It just, these are assets that people jump into when they feel the Fed is going to pivot. I believe the Fed will pivot because I told you what's happening. It's likely we could going to move up here, then pullbacks, and this actually could end up being like a multi-year bull run. There's a chance. We're showing signs of bigness coming. I mean, the 50 crosses this 200 SMA on the total market cap. That's going to be a golden cross on the daily time frame. It's going to be a big deal. Now, the one thing that Bitcoin did that the total market cap didn't do, and I always kind of go over these kind of concepts, right? So if you look at the daily, here was our high. Bitcoin came back, hit the high, and boomed above it. Very interesting, right? I love watching this. Total market cap had the high, just basically got above it recently. Didn't do the same thing as Bitcoin, right? Now, I've seen Bitcoin do something, and then I'm like, once Bitcoin does it, I'm like, kind of tells me that the total market cap's going to do it. Like, it kind of front runs the total market cap. One time I saw the total market cap do it, and I was like, man, that's most likely that Bitcoin's going to do it. So I've seen kind of both things. I keep myself privy to watching them both. It gives me that piece of information. Let's go run into BOOKMAP real quick one more time. I just see kind of what we talked about happening here. A bit of a short squeeze coming on as we predicted. See, bigger moves coming up, and we're starting to see some liquidations come here on BOOKMAP. It just gives me the confirmation to see that the order book is playing out in the way in which the technical analysis is playing out. And if you've watched my channel so many times, we've coupled the 7-minute time frame with BOOKMAP. I honestly shouldn't even mention it. It's like such a golden theory. But again, most people aren't privy to it because we watch people get liquidated every single morning. Like, a bunch of people are shorting the market right now. Why? Why are they caught in a short getting liquidated right now? Like, I always say to everybody, for the cost of $2.70 a day, for 1 month in my trading school, even just watching me for free on YouTube, you wouldn't be one of these people right now, this 8,000, this 50,000, and these 41,000, you wouldn't be getting liquidated, right? You would be part of the people that were still long or just playing Monday like a Monday and waiting for confirmation. That's why I don't go heavy on Mondays unless I'm already heavy and I have to. It happens. Sometimes you're in a trade and you can't. If the trade's right, the trade's right. I keep the trade the way the trade wants to be kept. You see? So here we are. This green zone's a little thick for me. Let me shrink it down. All right. This is total market cap. We're doing our due diligence, everybody. So look, resistance, 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 of course, right? Why wouldn't we? And what level is that? That's going to be $1.0 trillion, right? A trilly for milli, right? But that's a trilly, okay? Kind of keep it there off of the VRVP, I guess. It's a little big, but I like my big labels. You can Control C, Control V, anything, and just copy it. You can also hit probably the Control and just drag away. Look at that. And then you'll have 2 more levels. You can do whatever makes you happy. So look, resistance. So now you look, okay, well, what would be a good place if we can't break above the resistance? Because if you can't, you're coming down, right? And so you see this green zone here, the beginning of the bigger VRVP, and you get the gap. So if Bitcoin can't close a daily candle above, or if the total market cap can't close a daily candle in my box up here that I'm going to make, you got to expect more downside. So we got to close a candle up here or we're probably likely going to get a pullback. Okay? Something like this. Now, this would be a giant cup and handle. I'd be okay with this 100%. It would have a beautiful measured move. And it could definitely happen. All right? We could even make a more bullish pattern and like make a really nice either symmetrical or even like a bull pennant here. Right? And that would still break us out with a beautiful length of the bull. So we can end up closing candles down here and making a flag or, you know. What happens is price does like to touch the 21 SMA before it could continue. So to me, if we skirt back up here, then we're going to have to make at one point a flag's coming so we can touch this white line, the 21 SMA. The way I trade is price has to come back down to the 21 SMA over and over again. Okay? That's kind of like my special sauce. Over, you know, look, every time it gets high, it comes back to it. Gets high, it came back to it. It might fall through it too, you know, if you're bearish, but if you're bullish, you'll keep hitting it and you'll mark your moves. So now we know the total market cap. And remember, we did the same thing a week ago when everyone was bearish. You remember when everyone was freaking out? And Crypto Lifer told you, hey, don't worry, everyone. We were right here in this flag. I said, listen, don't worry, everyone. As long as we stay in this flag, we're fine. I said, as long as we stay above the 200 SMA, we're fine. We have nothing to worry about. And remember, I made a box here, and I said, listen, like, the only way we're going bearish if we break this 200 SMA and if we break back in here. And honestly, I don't know about you, but that calmed my soul, like, because I know exactly what will happen if we go bearish and what we'll have to do. And then we'll have to, short this back to the bottom of the pattern. And then we'd have to be privy to this breaking down even more. Okay? And one other idea that I had going for you is this bigger inverted head and shoulder here. That would make sense too. So it's not, even if we get a pullback, I'm not that bearish unless we would break this level. And honestly, I'll even hold this 884 level because we have a point of control here, you know? And honestly, in my lifetime trading the VRVP, when you fall through the VRVP, right? You battle up again, you get rejected here, you fall through, you battle up again, it's highly unlikely that you go back through it because you've already serviced everybody here. Now you're trying to service everybody up here. You see? The market likes to service the orders, man, and we've already kind of done our thing down here. This is like everyone at the restaurant has ordered, they're all still sitting, eating, but they've all gotten everything. Now the waiter has to, hey, what do you want? What do you want? And start taking these orders. And then these orders need to get filled up here. And so we're going, in my humble opinion, to $1.25 trillion in the market cap, which would only be a 25% increase in world investments in cryptocurrency. You see? All right. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. All right. So I'm showing you the total market cap. I'm breaking down kind of any pitfalls that we need. And I'm showing you that we do need a daily candle to close in my green box up here for us to remain bullish in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. All right. And in these overall markets. So that's the total market cap, in my humble opinion. I like what I'm seeing on the daily. Look at it, it's very oversold in the daily compared to Bitcoin. This is in a flag. We do see the bullish divergence. I mean, the bearish divvy right there, right? Have we negated bearish divergence before in an anomaly situation? Let's go back to the anomalies and take a look. There was two big anomalies where Bitcoin had its moves. It was here, right? And as you can see here, even here, I mean, here you technically had a pretty, I would have been looking at this as bearish divvy here on the daily right there. I mean, that was strong bearish divergence. At the time, that would have been, as a trader, I would have been like, well, we got to watch out. Are we going to pull back? And what I've been doing, I would have been doing my support and resistance. And you know what's funny is the more and more I trust it, I've learned more in the last 4 months about support and resistance than I knew my whole time as a trader. Let me teach you something about trading. Here's your brain on, okay? But this is amazing. I'm going to break something down, and this is more like conceptual, and you won't get this. This comes from someone who's been trading years and years. This is like Mark Douglas stuff. So I think you should sit here with this. So look, you get your brain. You get your 2 hemispheres, you get all your cool little brain stuff, right? And you do 1 year of trading. And you see a lot. And if you're super smart, you'll gain a lot of knowledge. Some people figure out how to trade in a year, right? And honestly, I wasn't that guy. Kudos to those people. I learn a little slower, but I'm trying to gain more information. I'm trying to look at bigger picture things as I take in the smaller, which makes me learn longer, but I eventually know more about the intricacies when I'm done, and which I found. But again, I know that looks like a face, so we'll take that away. So, but this is the brain, all right? 1 year of trading, you get this development. Now you get your second year, right? You see a little more. Now you start, maybe in your first year, you trade the 1 hour and the 4 hour a lot, right? Like a lot. So you learn the 1 hour really well, but you don't know a lot about the 22 or the daily, right? You've never really made a trade on the weekly in your life. Like you've never gotten in and traded for a whole year and then sold the top of a weekly card, you know? Your trades have only lasted, I don't know, 5 to 7 days at a time, and you've made maybe 700 of them if you're lucky, and that's a lot. But let's say in a year, if you traded 2 trades every single day, that would be 700 trades, all right? And let's just say no one trades every single day, like unless you're a man. I mean, I guess but most people do not trade every single day of their life, right? And there's even some days I'm always in a trade because I'm always adding to Bitcoin or doing something, but there are days I'm not like actively trading, right? So even me. So if you did two trades a day, 700 trades. So you'd understand 700 different instances on the 1 hour and the 4, and then you would have observed more too, right? But then your second year, let's say another 1,400. In your third year, and my whole point is, I've been doing this 15 years now, right? After years of doing this, you just got so much subconscious data stored, but there's still things that haven't been connected yet because this is such a vast science. And so for me personally, in the last 3 months, I've understood things about support and resistance that I didn't, like I got it. And you know, it's not even understanding, it's using it to your advantage. It's like knowing how to truly use it. You'll know something for years, but do you actually put 10 grand down on the SR flip? Like, do you have the big cojones to trust in it? The key to trading is trusting in what you see. That's when you cross over into an amateur, into a pro trader. When you're able to just go, when it feels as effortless to trade as it does to watch the market. When you can make a trade as if you were watching the market, right? How come you can watch the market and it looks so perfect, but then when you go to make it, it doesn't happen that way? Your emotions get involved. The second the money gets involved and you open the trade, things change, okay? Things change. Shout out to the super chat. Wiz Protocol just announced a free pre-sale sacrifice. Wiz token. You want to take a look? Thanks for all your extra streams. I'm all set right now because I don't know enough about it and I don't want to be involved in some type of rug pull. But I'll do my own due diligence, and if I think it's proper, I will bring it out to the stream. Okay, but I have to do I got to be responsible, and I can't just wave flags of any little thing that gets super chatted at me. But I'll take a look. Thank you so much, and it means nothing against you and your research. I just have I hope you can understand. I'll take a whiz, said Type Crow. Unbelievable, right? So total market cap, we know where we stand. I want to take a look at the total 3. All right. What is total 3? What are we doing with total 3 and why? Total 3 is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency, excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin. It's the alt, baby. It's the alts. And the alts were in a falling wedge. And they had this divergence here. Look at swing down and swing down. That's an exaggerated bullish divergence. I mean, they're pretty flat while that swings down. Tells you that that is your bottom. You even had a smaller divergence here at the end of the divergence. You had a swing down here while this swung up as well. Look at this. And that was a strong bullish. That was your bottom on the total 3. I mean, that was the bottom for possibly the bottom for the altcoins at $288 billion. Since then, the market has recovered $1 billion. I mean, $100 billion. I mean, that's insane, right? It says 28%, but 280 all the way to 370. I mean, that's, I guess it's a third. Yeah, 30%. Sorry. But I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? $100 billion. I mean, $70 billion. It's a lot of money. All right. So let's see what I had going on my smaller work here from when I last looked at this puppy. So we last looked at it and we built this little flag and we said, man, if we get rejected here, we could come down and bounce, off this bottom trend line, which we did. Isn't that interesting? That's your 7-minute time frame, right? I started using the 333 minute every once in a while. So I'm going to get rid of this all. It's a mess. But you can see we did predict a possible bounce, and so far we're on our way to that target, $405 billion. But let's take a look. Everything's in these kind of rising wedges, but that's what happens when things get, parabolic. So if you're in an altcoin right now or trading altcoins, you really want to look at this, because if this is bearish, then there's a high probability your altcoin's going to take a hit. But if this is bullish, so look, tight moving averages, the 200 is outside. It's a really good sign of a move to the upside. Rising wedges break up or down. 60% of the time they break to the downside where they began. We should break down right here to 331, $332 billion, right? However, I made a video about how to trade the rising wedge. And it's in my school. It's on my live stream as well. It's on my channel. Honestly, one thing is my channel is just a place. I just watched tons of finance recently. My channel is just a place where you can get so much information. The playlists have I am teaching you. It's a teaching school. Like every single anomaly in the stochastics, Algorand charts, like anything that I put out, some things are interesting information, but 90% of the things you can learn so much from. And if you go into my playlist, there's just so much information there. I never really bring it up or talk about it, but there's just so much information. We should organize it into a school, really. That's what needs to be done. So total 3 is in a beautiful rising wedge. Now they do break down 68% of the time. So we have to be wary of that. All right. Our 1 hour is pushing up though. 15-minute, we just got to wait through this 15-minute. It's just the only one that's kind of maybe it'll double bottom us. I've seen the 15-minute throw horrible, things at us, and I've seen it do both. It depends. And look, there's your false move Monday. If we take a look at Bookmap again, you can just see up and down. Shredding the longs here, hitting the shorts then, coming down for longs. Really bad day to leverage trade Friday and Monday. Like if you only traded Friday and Monday and someone else traded Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the odds in the other person was a better trader. It would be the odd, if there's two traders, one was, you could actually compare their adroitness or their skill. And one, adroit is a cool word, adroit. It means skillful. Just a nice way to say skillful. Adroit, adroit, if you want to learn a new word. adroit, adroit. Looking at Wiz, I would probably buy for providing liquidity on Uniswap, man. Interesting. And make a token, right? When you read lifers' testimonials, you'll know you're in the right place. Thank you so much for the love. 775 people on the live, 452 likes. Monday tends to be the day people are like, you know what? I'm going to start my week. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to go to the Lifer channel and get it in. 21% gains coming out of the market cap for the altcoins. 4 hours suggest that this could happen. All right. We have areas of resistance that we need to watch. Right there, basically, this is going to be our bubble area. But we get above this VRVP. We're going to the next, we're going to fall down through this area to here. And that shows that altcoins are going to moon. 4 hour looks really good. This would tell me to load on alts. Also, I know this is crazy, but it's kind of a slanted, inverted head and shoulder too that could break up that way, And it's kind of a cup and handle, but the handle is just a rising wedge. The handle doesn't always have to be a downward handle. I want to make that clear. The cup and handle can have an upward handle, a sideways handle, a downward handle, and still play out nonetheless. Also, kind of has, and I'm going on a limb again here, but from what we've been seeing, kind of has that Adam and Eve. You see? It's a little slanted, but it's just, these shapes don't do exactly the same thing every time. And Adam and Eve tells me the whole market's going to rip. Phantom to 71 cents. You know what I mean? Your favorite altcoin is going to moon. So this looks pretty good to me. It says this week is going to be altcoin week. 50 basis points, 0.25 basis point. The Fed plays dovish, right? They're going to come out and tell us, I'm telling you right now, they changed the way they do CPI data. I'm making a huge prediction. Today is one of those days you want to watch my channel like the S&P prediction that I made. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. These are my ideas, right? And again, this could dump to the downside and we could slump back down. The key is that we never break back inside this diagonal trend line. So we're kind of where the total was recently, right? We don't want to end up back in here. It's going to change the whole narrative. We end up back in here. All right. And we want to stay above the 200 SMA on the 4 hour. Did we get above the 200 SMA on the daily? We just did it for the altcoins. And we're just retesting that. So we broke out. Wow. So I believe this was altcoins retesting, having a little bit of effect on the total market cap and even Bitcoin a little bit, because people sold off Bitcoin because they're like, dang, I mean, look at the last time we retested the 200 SMA. It was right there. And we went on an absolute tear. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen. Here's another retest of the SMA right there. And it began the beginning of a momentumous bull run from June 2020, basically all the way till November of 2021. You know, so it was a rally of rallies, basically an 18-month rally, so many different times to get in. So there's the total market cap in all of the altcoins, looking very interesting on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the DXY as well. Nobody loves me better than the lifers, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. May God bless all the people here on the live. 780 people, 468 likes. What a blessing. What a blessing. Like, what a blessing. Thank you so much for each and every one of you for hanging out with the lifer, man. God bless you all. So, if you remember me watching this, let's snuggle on it again. We got our bigger idea that we've been watching. Up, down, up, down. We hit the top of the channel. I suggested that we could break back down. We don't want to, you know, you can even say we broke out there, like we faked out and broke back in and we're hitting the top of the channel there. I kind of like that idea. We had this bear flag that broke down. We're halfway through. We have a little more to go to hit that target. We have this bear flag and we have more to come to the downside. So that's the bigger idea. Let's zoom in now. If you zoomed in with me on the 1-hour time frame the last few days, right? We had this idea going. We had this shoulder, this head, and we were like, do we make the right shoulder? So far, we kind of did. Okay. Could this break to the upside? It could. The measured move for the inverted would take you up here, and it would break this resistance bar that I would not be happy with, and we would break this diagonal resistance that we, look, 1, 2, 3, almost 4, and 5. We're trying to get back above the 200 SMA on the 1 hour. I don't want to see it. Look, there's a shoulder, a possible head, but they could break down 32%, right? They don't break up every time, right? 70% basically if you round up. Moving averages are getting tight, telling me that a move is coming soon, all right? I'd love to have this close a candle here on the 1 hour time frame because it's overbought yet again. A little bit of bullish divergence did play out there, as you can see, but let's get rejected by this trend line. So all eyes on it. 15-minute, is cooked. This tells me that the Bitcoin's in good shape because you're in a rising wedge that breaks down a really sharp one, and you're overbought on the 1 hour and the 15-minute. It's likely to move to the downside. And you're getting overbought on the 7-minute too as well, and you're at a resistance. That's a beautiful short for the dollar. Someone's trading the Japanese yen or some other coin, likely to probably make a move here. I'm just going to take a look at JPY USD here because I believe that may have a bit of a move. Yeah, so look, I mean, that's kind of like an altcoin against the dollar. It's trending a little high. I see if today, yeah, but look, I mean, that's about to pump. So if you're trading Forex, there's a nice swing trade for you on the 1 hour time frame based on my assumption. And again, I could trade Forex if I wanted to. I don't even need to. I can trade whatever the heck I want to. That's why I don't. People ask me, why don't you trade this? Why don't you trade that? I'm like, because I don't have to. Like, I trade whatever I want, you know? I don't want to have 100 accounts open. I like to trade cryptocurrencies. And you get better if you do the same thing. I also like the constant moves of crypto. But yeah, I mean, you're above a point of control. That's a good 5% for people trading Forex. They love that. So the dollar index, I'll change my whole tune. We start to break out and get above here. We get some type of short squeeze on the dollar. It could happen. But based on what we're seeing today on the dollar and Bitcoin, no. And look at BOOKMAP. We liquidated the longs as best we could. 910,000 in the liquidations there. We've bounced back up, and then there was only 9K. There just wasn't enough people to get, you know. So telling me there's just still more shorts. And what people don't realize is there's just still more people FOMOing who believe, like, they got into these heavy shorts up here. They got into these heavy shorts here, and here. They still have these huge stop losses. And they still think this is a fake rally and it's going to go lower. They're being told 10K and they believe it. The more people believe 10K, the more of them will leave their stop losses on and they'll keep their trades open. Okay? And They can't read VRVPs. They don't understand what divergence is. We had a major weekly divergence here. I talk about it. I also am a trend analysis guy. We broke the trend. We broke the downtrend. I've gone over this so many times on my channel. I also like to teach it a lot during my teaching sessions. Tomorrow I teach class, everybody. We're getting rid of BOOKMAP, sorry. A heavy weekly divergence here, bullish divergence. So you have so many shorts up in here that still believe this rally is fake. Now, I'll be honest, we got to get above this resistance to remain bullish, right? You have your high, you have your low, higher high. But look, you have a high, low, higher high. Bitcoin makes a higher low, higher high. It's in an uptrend. Right now, you have to assume the second you make a higher high, you make a higher low, all right? So that's a heavy bullish divergence on Bitcoin too. So you have all these people that are in disbelief. The more people are in disbelief, the better. The masses usually have no idea what, like an analysis, like someone like us who's doing analysis every single day, we're going to see it completely different than the masses, right? And again, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. We come down and break this level, then I'll be looking for shorts. We break that level, I'll be looking for shorts, and then I'll be back, you know? And if we break below the 200 SMA on the 4-hour, I'll change my tune. If we break below the 200 SMA on the 22 and the daily, I'll change my tune. Like, I know exactly when I will flip bearish or bullish depending. Right now, the markets convey a bullish move. Now, the weekly is high and curving down. A few times we've had that, we have dumped nastily. We could have a nasty dump on our hands. So, like, I am open-minded. You're like, damn, but you just said you're bullish. A true trader is never bullish or bearish. I am open-minded at any given moment in time for anything that could occur. And look, you're about to have a death cross there on the weekly. All right. Usually it's latent though. Like this, the death cross comes from this drop, and then you have the touch. So it usually is a pretty latent indicator on a bigger time frame. All right. Again, I stick to my guns here too on the daily. Just get rid of these wacky lines. And a lot of times, you know, I just use less indicators and breathe easy. And when I just look at the daily time frame, we're almost in, like, you could say, like a bullish megaphone. You know. It's an overall bullish pattern. That can break to the upside with a measured move here of about $26,740. And you're about to get a golden cross in the daily. So, and you're oversold here, and you got some, you know, so we do have the bearish divvy. I get it. You can say this is the rising wedge. I get it. You know, rising wedges break down. Your measured move would take you here. We know the levels to watch. We know what to do with Bitcoin. I don't think I need to kind of talk about Bitcoin anymore today. I have it in a nutshell right now. All right. It's the 7-minute, and we're watching this time frame here. Came up, came back down. So look, it did make the shoulder head in that right shoulder. Made a lower high there. I'm going in this divergence to kind of continue to prop us up. That the next low will be higher than that low, no matter what. But we'll see from there. We don't know. We don't know for sure. All right. Again, it's Monday. We go over the charts on Monday to figure out what's happening and get ready to make money Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right? All right. Does the angle of the handle indicate the strength of the move? No, it does not. We've never seen what a death cross on the weekly would bring. Nah, not that big of a deal, man. Okay, super chats. Crow or IOTA, Mana XYO. So we looked at Crow yesterday, you remember, on a bigger idea. Shout out to the $24 in chat revenue. You people are amazing. God bless you all. So Crow was in a nice channel. Needed to hold that channel. Kind of came down and made a bear flag. Could you extend it and say it's still in? You could, right? But you just kind of want to make the flag now. Oh, what happened? Yeah, oh yeah, that was on a different time frame. So I just pointed out that you're going to have you're having a golden cross here. And a lot of these dips just produce good gains, or entries for altcoins too, when Bitcoin makes a nice little dip on a Monday. However, one thing I do kind of just saw out of nowhere, could it be an Adam and Eve double top? And remember, when you go left, the curve goes left. Isn't that cool? So look, the curve goes bottom from left to right. So if you got the curve, you can go like this. But if you just flip it this way, it curves that way. It's interesting. Could be double top, but I mean, you have a resistance there, so you got to close a candle above there. I'm more bullish on that golden cross, low stochastic. I like what I'm seeing here. MACD wants to turn. And, and you can see I'm seeing some bullish signs on the market cap for all the altcoins too. So, yeah, I'm more bullish than bearish. You have a resistance right there that you held. And you bounce from, like, right there. Yeah, nice bounce. High or low? Low, high. You got to make a higher high. But, yeah, Crow's still in the ascending triangle, in my humble opinion. A couple of things that, I have to point out in case, you do have a resistance that you're not able to get above at 8272. All right, 8208. Right? I don't know why, but there's a VRVB gap here that I'm pointing out on the 22. See that? And so I believe this is likely to make a move. Anything is possible, but, this could dump in 2 seconds, right? But it's looking interesting to me for sure, and it's got cup and handle vibes, which I didn't even really point out last time, but, right? So, yeah, nothing's really changed. Just a little bit of a market slip up. But even then, you went over my Bitcoin update and showed you that Bitcoin was likely to slip a little bit there, right? Okay. Let's take a look at Mana. All right. Decentraland. Okay. We had this beautiful cup and handle. Did not play out. See that? Didn't make that little move. Came down and dropped with the Bitcoin price, right? Mana looked nice yesterday, though, consolidating. Honestly, though, stop loss below this line, no stop loss, because that's a really good place to put a stop, and you have the 200 SMA, okay? So what I do is I recycle these lines and just kind of redraw what we're looking at here. And you almost have, it's almost like the same thing Bitcoin did. You broke out. Dude, that was hilarious. Cleveland Maya, you jabroni. That was crazy. I told my dad the Chiefs were going to go to the Super Bowl and win it all. I said the Chiefs are going to win it all this year, man. No one beating Mahomes. Mahomes is my man's. I mean, I want Brady every time, but if it ain't Brady, it's got to be Mahomes, man. So that's a beautiful retest. And retests are really nice places to get in. Really good liquidity zones. And it's a supporter. It's also got an SR flip feeling to it. So that looks interesting to me. And it is a cup and handle. See that cup with the handle? Just kind of like Bitcoin. 1 hour coming on. I mean, that would be a beautiful, what we call retest to the upside. Possible 25% gains coming. That's a possible retest for Mana for sure, in my humble opinion. Looking really interesting, and it's at a VRVP. Looks highly likely to play out, and we see some bullishness. It is Monday, but that looks likely to play out. I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing here for Mana. All right. Mana USDT, and there's a 3L token for it too as well. It's a possible SR flip and retest of the top trend line. I would paper trade this. You know what I mean? And that way, this would be the first time in your life you'd understand. You know what I'll do is anyone who paper trades this in my group, you show me the paper trade, I'm going to pick somebody and hook you up. Because I want to motivate people. So if you're in my trading group and you paper trade this and show me your results, I'm going to pick someone that, and you can kind of at me or put it in the learning library. You could even email me the results and say, hey, I paper traded this. This is what happened. I'll give you a free class. I'll do something. We'll find a way to reinforce your learning so you want to keep doing stuff like that again. I want to reinforce people to learn. I want to reward them for doing the right thing. So if you're just getting started, learn how to paper trade a retest here. It has kind of all the bells and whistles of what we look for. It's a really good example at the moment. All right. Do you use Peter Griffin or SBF voice when watching the NFL games? Funny. Hard to hate Mahomes. He's hell of an athlete and seems like a good dude off the field, right? Like, how could you? It's hard to hate anybody, man. Life's too short to hate anybody. The first person you hate when you use hate is yourself. Amen. If the Fed provides dips, it will test those who are waiting on the sidelines. Yep. If the Apple comes out with their glasses, I'm expecting Mana to pump. Interesting. Papu trade Petit. Phantom, do you like it? I love Phantom, but I think there could be something coming around the road. How about Tectonic? You're hilarious. Let's look at XYO and ICP. XYO is very interesting to me. I'm in XYO right now in the trade. It's been an annoying trade, right? I even wrote here, it's probably to come down to the bottom of the trend line. But it never hit the stop loss, and it has a really big moment in time, and I'm just waiting my turn, man. Just waiting my turn. All right, if it takes a month to make 100%, that means I made 3% a day for 30 days. 99%, right? So I'm a patient man, and I don't mind 3% a day and having to wait for it. Honestly, it's easier than having to trade every single day for 3%. If I just get to hold this for a month and it pays me, it is what it is. So I'm in this trade XYL personally. I'll make it clear. Tight moving averages. Like to go. Why am I in the trade? Because it just had all the bells and whistles that I look for. 22 hours still has gas. Wish it had got a little bit of a remove with the gas that it had. Kind of starting to curve down a little bit. That could cause a little pain. The daily looks okay, though. Still consolidating nicely. And it could just drop to the downside, too, and start making a falling wedge. It's not guaranteed just because I'm in the trade. You never know. You never know. I lose trades all the time. Okay? It's about balancing the risk. I don't lose trades. That's actually kind of not true. Like recently I've been all right, but like if I peel off the next 3 trades I win, I'm going to be 2 losses or maybe 3 losses for 13 trades. So like I'm going to be pretty good. 13 to 10 to 3 basically. 70% win rate. Boom, boom, boom. So we're in XYO. I'm watching it. It's boring. I don't know what else to tell you. The daily looks good. The 1 hour looks good. It's tight in the channel. It's got all the bells and whistles. But again, it needs the volume and the movement. So let's take a look at ICP. ICP was in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break up, right? Only 32%. Most of the time they break to the downside, right? So shorting a rising wedge is usually the play. However, look at this bounce back to the upside here. So can it get back in the pattern? Or is it, we could even say, hey, this is interesting. See, I just did this. I just kind of changed the way I looked at it, right? I changed my perspective, which is pretty interesting. It could even be in this upward channel. And now we're starting to see, okay, I don't need that extra sauce. Sorry, sometimes you grab one you don't need. Can it bounce off the bottom of the channel back to the upside? You do have a shoulder kind of ahead. Do you make a right shoulder? All right. You got some bearish divergence here on the 1 hour because this is swinging down. Well, that swings up. But we did show you kind of the market cap of the altcoins. You've bounced off this level. Do you come down and double bottom? Interesting. Let's look at our 22. 22 has gas to go to the upside on ICP. It's also, you're hearing BitBoy talk about it a lot, right? It's getting out there. It's getting tweeted about. They're getting put in a better light. Everyone's saying that they kind of got the bad stick by FTX and all that fun stuff, right? But we are seeing, 22 hour right now on the RSI wants to come down, and so does the 20, could have been kind of propped up a little bit. It had an early run before the market ran. It could have been given like some liquidity that it really, just had a golden cross, but that was the moment right there. Like we're looking for coins that are here. They're in the flag with the golden cross approaching. Boom. See that? Nice gains there. So to me, this may actually pull back based on the 22-hour time frame. You got to hold 579 to remain bullish. 582, that you got to hold this yellow line, right? Because look, it was like the previous resistance point. Bounce, resistance, resistance there, bounce, and we fell out. So you got to stay above this. So you're looking for this to flag out above the resistance. If it does that, then you can, you got your pull and you got to move. Starts to break this level, it's likely dropping down to the beginning of maybe here, or retesting, or it could even go to this point of control back to $4, right? But that, it's broken through some significant moves. It's got this bigger cup, could make a handle, right? It's just, the 22 hours got a little bit of a pullback on it, and you got a little bit of bullish div. I guess you could say it kind of played out like the market did too. ICP. Some mixed signals for ICP, but not huge. It doesn't say I'm going to blow up. Sam, I just started using stochastics RSI with divergence indicator. What do the green and red lines mean? Divergences, my man. I'm not a pro, so thoughts from Lifer would be nice on a weekly death cross. Honestly, all you have to do for a weekly death cross, all right, So you want to know what a weekly death cross is going to do, right? So go find a big asset like the Dow Jones, all right? Go type in DJI. I can teach you how to teach yourself. That's the key, is I taught myself how to teach myself. That's when everything changed. Look, I put the Dow in this flag. I've been saying the Dow's in a bullish flag, likely to break to the upside. You tell me, all right? It already broke out of the channel, shoulder, head, right shoulder. This thing wants to get lifted, right? You could even say that the bigger thing is in this channel here. I mean, that's just, the Dow looks bullish to me right now, all right? So the money printer go brrr. We just told you they're going to start printing money into March. 0.25 basis points. All right. Watch it. All right. So now you want to go to the weekly time frame. And you want to look for a weekly death cross. Right there. You had one right there. Look what happened. I want to point this out to you. And I've showed this many times before too. All right. Not every time, but mark the weekly death cross with a vertical line. Most of the time, most of the dump has happened by the time you get the death cross. So look, massive dump down. The death cross happens and you go from the wick low of 7,500 to 64. And then that was the end of the run. So usually by the time you get the death cross, you get one more little dip and you're done. So I told you not to worry about the death cross. That's why I said it's not too big a deal. Here you had it here. You had your low and you had your one more low and you were done, right? So it usually, it doesn't mean that the huge dump doesn't come. The dump usually comes. The moving averages are latent indicators. When you dump price, you force on to the moving average. The moving averages takes those averages and eventually has to deal with them and plays out. So those are two death crosses there. Do you have any more? And anyone could do this. You can go to any, you didn't know what asset had the weekly. I get it, right? Look, that looks just like the pandemic for Bitcoin, right? But look, by the time we had the death cross, okay, this one we had a major dump after the death cross. Like we kind of careened down. 800, imagine 800. Imagine the Dow Jones was 800 points in 1975. Fascinating, huh? There's a death cross. I mean, but that's after a major rally. So it's different. Death crosses after a huge dump are completely different after a death cross after a major rally. Okay? Is the Dow getting a death cross? Does it look like it could occur? I believe it's going to be circumvented by the roundness here. And look at this. I didn't even make this yet. I haven't made this yet, but look at the Dow. And they're going to print this thing to $48,000. Mark my words. They will not let the economy tank on their watch. They will print the Dow to $48,000. You heard it here first from the lifer. All right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken to financial advice. But I hope I just blew your mind because I blew my own mind. This stream blows my mind every single time I do it. Heck, we carried the Japanese yen for crying out loud today. What didn't we do? What didn't we do? Today was an amazing teaching day. I've been seeing Candy City pop up on my Twitter feed a lot. Yeah, there are a little bit. Sam, I just started using, okay. Need a trading platform, Lifeless Alt Trading referral link. If you don't know where to trade, if you're having trouble on the order books, hit up Alt Trading today. Alt Trading is the link, all right? And also we got a Twitter here, right here. Answer the Twitter. I could have my own Twitter that I'm like, one of my affiliate links or something like that. But no, I'm trying to give something, I want to help you out. So I pinned the thing that helps you out today. See that? That's where my intentions are. I could pin my Trezor link. I could pin my Discord. Come do, But no, I'm pinning the tweet here, which, I do get some tweet traction. So it's a scratch my back, but hey, and we only had 36 people answer this. That's the only amount of people that would like to jump on in to 25 beans in BTC. So are we on our way to a super cycle in Bitcoin run? Explain why. If you say yes or no, best answer gets $25 in Bitcoin. All right. And look at Doji Train. Dogecoin is trending right now. Don't smash the car, baby. Get educated with the class. Your old baby, Hassan 33. You ain't showed it for a long time. We just SR flipped with a massive W pattern. I know a lot of the high coins are starting to pump back up again. We're going to take a look at those. Late to the party today, but let's go, lifers. Shout out to Sheffrey Bridges in the game. Shout out to Cowboy Crypto. Shout out to Sam Ramu. Every trader talks and gives lessons about rising prices. Can you explain a little and clarify how to predict falling prices? I've been doing it all the time, man. Like I just showed you the dollar and how the dollar's been dumping. Go watch my DXY video. Today, after the timestamps end, go watch how I go over to the DXY. I've been tracking it falling to the downside every single day. Go watch the DX. Literally, if you want that information, look how amazing I am for you. Go to every single live stream, all right, for the last ever many days. Go to my timestamps, which are all timestamped for you. Find the DXY, all right, which why I didn't do it on Saturday night because we didn't have to, right? Find the DXY, all right, on your Monday through Friday streams, and then watch how I talk about it because I've been tracking it to the downside, and that would teach you exactly how to short a market. Okay. Right there. Just go to Mondays, go to Tuesdays, go to Thursdays, and just keep hitting the DXY and keep watching look, here I didn't make the flag yet. This is the day I made the flag. Now, if you look at the DXY, we have the flag drawn. Okay. So if you want to learn how to short a market, watch all my DXY videos and they're all timestamped for you, ready to go. All right. And that will answer every single thing that you need. I'm telling you right now, like, you'll be a boss at shorting the market because you'll understand a lot of how I saw it was going to tank. I called the top here. Look at the shoulder, head, the shoulder, the bearish divergence. It was in a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You know what helped me call the top for the DXY was this. I'm going to blow your mind too. Who wants to get shuttered? Get the shutters. We go to the weekly on Bitcoin. You don't even need the weekly though. I believe you go to the daily. And everyone said we were going 100K. I always teach my class to my students, right? Every single week. And I go over the basics. You get swing up to swing up here, right? You're in a rising wedge. You get swing down here. That was bearish divergence, and it was extreme bear. Like when it gets that hard on a bigger time frame, you might as well take your money out of the market. You had a head and shoulder here. The measured move was the neckline there. That's where you should have went. That's exactly where you went. Once you drew the neckline. I mean, it's just nuts to me. There was an extreme bearish divergence. You were overbought on giant time frames. The 21 and the 200 are far apart, which I preach is just not a good place to be right there. And so when I saw this, I looked at the dollar on the 2-week and I saw the same thing happening on like the weekly chart. And I said, my golly gee, oh my, if I learned anything from Bitcoin, it's that this is going to tank. So I learn from one asset to another. One asset teaches me about another asset. See, that's the rising wedge, right? There was kind of a shoulder, head and a shoulder in there in a smaller time frame. But there was the bearish divvy too, the swing up and the swinging down on the RSI. I mean, and we were overbought on the RSI, stochastics. Here, you were overbought on the stochastics too as well. 3-day chart, you were getting high. You were extremely high here. So you learn as you trade through the market. You learn. You can't fake this. Like, someone can learn a few charts and go live and just post charts, but you can't fake this. You can't fake being able to see markets throughout years and years of time. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and like I get to, like, that's the beauty of the skill. You get to show the skill that you have over years of time because you have something that other people, they don't have it. Just like Mario Lemieux, pro people who are good at pro sports. They know they're better at it than most people because they've been doing it so long, right? And I'm still a beginner. I don't even like to say I'm not better than anybody else. Everyone has a different perspective, but I do put in every single thing that I have into this. Every waking moment of my day is 100% focused on teaching, on expanding, on learning, on pushing, on progressing, and on helping each and every one of you gain an understanding of cryptocurrency. I want to remember it as the greatest teacher of TA to ever live. Like, that's my legacy. If you can help me do that, we're going to transcend the world. We're going to do great things. And remember, what I teach, you can trade any market in the world with, not just Bitcoin. You can trade any single market in the world. All right. I've been backtesting the 13-day time frame, and I'm liking it for long-term and big levels. We can't fake it anymore. Let's get a short squeeze again. Let's go. 23,170. I look at charts completely different now after taking the course, man. And I did get super lucky last year. Hey, anything can happen, man. Don't focus on the past. We're here in the present now, but I get it. You're just bringing up what happened to you. And look, it's high ENS. When Bitcoin, when Ethereum moves, these coins fly. This is Ethereum name service. And honestly, this was like, I didn't put it out, but I probably should have. Easy play in the tight channel. even just for this move to the upside, you know. And then it made a flag, probably on like a 7-minute that was easy. It wasn't that hard to find. It's actually flagging out now. Again, let's take a look. I mean, this is a possible scalp here. It's really bullish consolidation. Sorry, I'm going to fix that. Don't worry. I'm not going to be that sloppy. Don't worry. Your mentor ain't that guy. I'm going to keep it clean. That's a possible move there. Looks like 10%, maybe even 20%, the way these coins move. 35, yikes. On the 7-minute time frame, that's fast money. You got to watch out because the bigger time frames are a little sketched out, right? The 1 hour, 1 hour can almost flip back up. 15-minute looks bullish to me too, so it tells me that this is highly likely. Just be careful, but lately, scalping a 7-minute hasn't been too bad. But just be careful. Be prepared to lose or win. You don't know what's going to happen, but just be open-minded to whatever that could happen. That's a high-risk scalp on the 7, though. It's a high-risk scalp on the 7-minute, for sure. Oh, yeah, I could have just used the replay tool. You're right. That's what I would have. I used to do that. I've done that before. I messed up. Thanks, man. Yeah, the CPI data change is big news for traders around the world. The people that understand the markets and the math, it's actually like it gave us our edge that most people can't see. All right. Talk about edge where tiny coin got pumped up, sold off back to the resistance area, right? Kind of just keep it back in the channel. All right. Still good, but has low liquidity based on the candles. So just something to think about. That's all. Saturday, there wasn't a lot of movement, so it was one of the hotter coins. It could retest like the other things we're talking about and get a bounce. I think there's some better plays out there, though, and it is Monday for Edgeware. CLV, it's not Clever Finance, that's KLV. Clover, yeah. So someone must have asked me about it. Let's take a look, a bigger time frame. So I made this giant bowl. You know, is it bowl on out over time? Possible. 4 days, very overbought, right? I don't know enough about this coin either. Trying to get above the 200 SMA. It's got a rejection point. You know, you just want to flag it out above resistance. And if it stays above 6776, has a likelihood of getting a move back to the upside here and making above the, the 200 SMA and above the point of control. But yeah, I'd be looking for something like this before I nibbled on it, personally. All right. Bitcoin can do whatever. Someone said, can Bitcoin keep moving sideways and consolidate? Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. Yeah. I mean, the answer to that question is kind of, Bitcoin can do whatever. If you want to trade Binance, you could trade Bolsadex. Wow, look at VGX just had a blast. Talks to them getting bought, right? And look at that. I mean, it had tight moving averages. It just got above the 200 SMA. It's amazing what happens when you get above a point of control and the 200 SMA. Right? And you take the length of your base of your triangle. I mean, like, that's exactly what happened. It's just nuts. Apologize for not nailing that one for you guys. But I can't see every single thing in the market. If I did, I'd be like omniscient, right? Which is basically impossible. I do talk about high MAYC, though. We talked about it way down here. Then continued. I put it in a flag that did get stopped out. But when I first put it out, it's up on a tear. 119%. And it looks like the high coins may be fun again. Look at SHILL. And look at it did. Tight moving averages. Where did it pump? Right up to the 200 SMA. This is so... Once you get above it, then we start playing the cup and handles. So this is how you start getting paid here. All right? Understand this concept. The tight, they pump up to the 200. On the 22 of the daily, nice move. Gens had a nice pump to the upside. Shout out to anyone that got into Gens. We nailed Gens. All right? When did I put out Gens? Why did I put out Gens? What was I looking at for Gens? Let's break down Gens for a second here. So Gens was on 126 at 8:29 p.m. All right. I saw that the moving averages were getting tight. I saw that we were flipping up. We even had a shoulder, kind of a head and a shoulder on the stochastic. Lack of bearish momentum. Falling volume with falling price above a point of control. Looked like this thing could make some gains to the upside. And boy, did it did today. Gens up nicely. Total of about 49. Still holding a 37% gains for Gens. All right. And we'll be scanning the market. Oh, that's Monster Infinite. We used to trade this. Look, tight moving averages. I'm telling you right now, this will likely pump up to the 200 SMA for 45%. See that gap? It just like I can't explain why. It's that's its next resistance point. It doesn't really have a lot in the way. So you find a flag on some type of smaller time frame, a 15-minute or something, and this thing is likely to continue. So you want to look at the bigger idea, the smaller idea, and that thing's going to hit that line on that daily. And you can see how you can get in possibly on the 7 and then ride that daily to the upside, right? There's just ideas here. Scalping a quick, 45% out of the market on Monster Infinite, if you can see it the way I see it. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just concepts that you want to learn. I want you to watch these things and watch them play out over time. All right? Heart just keeps flying. I don't know what is up with this coin. I didn't even know much about it when I first put it out. It's up 140% and it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. Look at this. And it's almost like feeling like it may pop again out of this. This is nuts. Humans. Heart just on an insane tear. Okay? And there's some shorts out. Let's take a look at the shorts are worth it. In my humble opinion, the shorts are just kind of in bear flags. They just kind of bounce off the bottom or the top. If that high on the 4-hour, I'm not liking the shorts right now. They don't look amazing. Anything could happen. They could bounce. They have some bullish divergences. Let's see if I really want to trade a short. All right, we had some bullish divergence. Yeah, but the 4-hour is overbought at a resistance. I would wait for the stochastics to come on down at least. So I always just go over the shorts in case they look good. I go against what I'm looking at, right? HAPI, put it in this channel, bounce, may or may not have been stopped out depending on where you looked at it. Finally kind of broke out. It's in a bigger kind of uptrending cup and handle there. HAPI. It did just break out. Looks like it could continue to the upside. I'd be looking for a flag on the smaller time frame for HAPI. Hey Sam, can you look at Honey USD, the daily time frame? It's a super small cap on BSC, but it's on TradingView. Thank you. I remember that coin. I got in back in the day. Do you think if Bitcoin rips hard to the upside, we'll see a pullback? Some BTC pairs will pull back. Yes. They will. But, the major caps will move. So we talked about sand breaking out, 110%. We went over this idea here. And, we're up about 49% on the sand idea. Shoulder, head, and a shoulder. But, right, you're kind of now in a symmetrical. And you're consolidating. And I did show you the bullishness on the altcoin total market cap. That's why you look at the total market cap. You might just take a higher risk that you wouldn't have taken on your altcoin. You're above a point of control. Looks for 61% gains coming out of sand. On the 4-hour time frame. Sand looking for a move. And Sand 3L will move with that. That's bullish consolidation on the 4-hour time frame for sand. All right. Now, I like trading big caps, man. Nothing wrong with trading sand 3L, USDT.3L. I refuse to type slow, but I'm not the greatest. So we had it in this cup and handle. Look at that. Broke up. How much? It broke out pretty nicely. On 3Ls, I take my profit pretty fast or raise the stop loss to break even. Don't lose money is the key. That did break out for 27% gains from when I put it out, though. That's no joke. You do see the shoulder, head, and the shoulder. But we do kind of, now we kind of have this going on. It could break down to the downside and bounce off the 200 SMA on the 4-hour. It could. It's getting oversold. 22-hour wants to blast, though. I like that. 1 hour looking very bullish to me. Looks like even just a bounce to the top of the channel. Like it's just going to at least bounce up here even. for a quick, I don't know, 30% gains on the SAN 3L token off of the point of control, 26% gains. I like what I'm seeing for SAN 3L too. So the bigger picture and the smaller picture, like the 26 scalp with 100% gain. And we traded these 3S's for massive moves when we went back up the other way. Same thing could happen when we came back down. I mean, same thing can happen when we go back up. People won't believe it. These tokens produce massive moves, the 3Ls. All right. Let's get back into Bitcoin, and I'm out of here for the day. I'll check on Honey, and then I'm done with the super chats, everybody. Type slow, type crow. Funny. 38,900 subscribers and climbing. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't clicked the subscriber button, please click it. Can we get to 39,000 today? For crying out loud. Why can't we cross into 39K, baby? We're so close. We're so close. Where are we at right now? We did it, baby. We did it. 39,000. 39,000. Dude, 40K, baby. 40 freaking K. On our way to a new decade. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. On our way to 40,000 subs. I want to see 40K by the end of the week. I'll do anything I have to. But, man, let's go, man. I want that $100,000 plaque. I want that 100,000 plaque, baby. More than anything in this world. Let's get it. So remember, Bitcoin, we went over the daily, the weekly, all the bigger time frames. You can go back if you want to be kind of brought into that idea. Total market cap and more. And it kind of left us at the 7-minute that's been just kind of flagging out now sideways. What's interesting, still in the inverted head and shoulder. We could say this is a kind of a whole shoulder. Still in a bit of a flag that wants to break out, right? And you can also put this now in a symmetrical. So now the 7-minute is oversold in a symmetrical. And it wants to break out to the 200 SMA, which is about the 23,468. So, and we still kind of have this bigger idea here. So we're going to watch this flag now on the 7, which is pointing out. And I believe BOOKMAP is corroborating the story right now. I hate to leave you here at hello, but we do see a movement up to 23,300. That's going to be my measured move, 23,350, 23,450, 300 to 450 area. So congrats on 39,000. I use Binance and don't see those coins. Human and Monster. You got to play on KuCoin, baby. Only KuCoin. We trade on KuCoin basically all the time. You missed my super chat. Can you do sand, please? I did sand already. What are you talking about? I did sand in depth just now. How could you say I missed your super chat? That's not true. I did sand. I did it like in depth. I even posted it. I did sand for a fact, right? Everybody, can we corroborate this story? Or that might be an old chat, you know. Honey, and then I'm out of here. Honey for Wrap BNB on Pancake Swap Easy. I mean, this is an old farm, remember? That you could do cake on. It hit a horrible bottom, made an ascending triangle. It's attempting to dig its way on out. I mean, I farm this coin, but you gotta know, like, I don't know. You know? It was like $1 at one. Oh, for Wrap BNB. But like, really? I don't know. It's a farm, man. Will it come back to life? I don't know, bro. This is kind of TA unknowns. You know? I'm sorry to say. I love your enthusiasm, though, for Pancake Swap. But yeah, I mean, this thing is not even a... Wow, this thing was I remember when this thing was $1. Like, crazy. Crazy. Oh, BOOKMAP's still running, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Well, it's good that BOOKMAP's running. I want to look at this thing, you know. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. When is the Fed meeting? Wednesday. All right. I'll keep you privy to when the meetings are, and I'll let you know what's happening and what's coming on. All right. And we'll have new CPI data released on Valentine's Day. All right. And honestly, by March, it should be going down because you're using a new system. So, all right. And last but not least, let's just hit you with the news. Why not? Because I have it waiting anyway, so I might as well do it. I've been forgetting to do the news, but let's bring it in. Let's bring it in. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe you got to double up on that. My apologies. But yeah, thank you for jumping on in today and being here. I greatly appreciate it. Growth of the Tether supply, positive indicator for further crypto gains. Analyst says UST growth resembles similar periods in 2019 and 2020, which coincided with big Bitcoin bull runs. I mean, you have a lot of money on the sidelines, people waiting, and that creates the liquidity, and you get a big move. It's good to see these indications. All right, that's definitely some news that we want to see. Shiba Inu, rival surges 200% in just 1 month. Votes to burn nearly 500,000 tokens. Shiba Inu rival, which is Floki, is a Dogecoin SHIB competitor that was created with a tech mogul and crypto enthusiast. Elon Musk said he was naming his puppy Floki. Floki now has a market cap of $231 million. I believe it comes from Game of Thrones, right? And this thing actually has been moving on the low key. We did used to trade it. It is a known meme coin. Tends to kind of get wrapped up in the Shiba, Doge, Floki agenda. So yeah, Floki, you might want to keep it on your radar if you're into the degen play. Phantom blockchain to release version 2.0 of SUSD stablecoin. The migration from version 1 will request in liquidations of any position where FUSD debt is equal or greater than the Phantom backing it. So blockchain platform Phantom to introduce a version 2 of its FUSD stablecoin to provide more predictable and budget-friendly system for builders, partners, users, and developers. The new version will allow stakeholders to allocate fees in either Phantom or FUSD and to predict future cost based on usage. And developers said it will allow programmers to build additional institution products for users and provide a more consistent system for planning and budgeting for grants. I believe Phantom will do numbers. However, I got into it last run at 18 cents. It's already back up a little bit. Will I get back into Phantom? Only time will tell. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Let's have a big sip of that lemon water. I'm going to meditate for about 20 minutes and get my brain away from the screens. Then I'm going to sit back and relax, look at the trades, look at what's going on, and have a wonderful day trading. Everyone, thank you so much for jumping on in with us. Beautiful liquidations on BOOKMAP. Actually, I got to run back real quick and just show you BOOKMAP. Shorts getting squeezed as we shown it would happen. We're going up to 23,300. Nice bounce back up for BOOKMAP. Bang, bang, bang. What BOOKMAP channel are you using? Mine. I own BOOKMAP. I am represented and sponsored by BOOKMAP. I sell subscriptions to BOOKMAP in the description below if you would like to own it and have it for yourself. I'm not using a channel. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. We've had an amazing weekend too. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream at 10 a.m. Be safe, and I'll leave you with some music as we run out of here. Thank you so much. One love.